Welcome back to another episode of Light Beer Dark Money. That was a little hot. So,
You can turn your volume down.
no, it's fine. How you doing?
I'm Chris Clements. Who are
Sean
you?
Noble.
Oh my gosh! Look at that. I mean, we have a new setup here.
Yeah,
And
we got
we're
a new setup. So,
and ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to figure out what buttons. It's like a scene out of Airplane 2. Things are blinking and shining.
yeah, so to explain this, Alex, our fearless producer, who's been with us for he's been with
5
me
years,
for
really.
10 years.
Yeah, he's been with you
but
forever.
12 years. We're losing him. He's moving to another country to pursue
Pursue his dreams.
his dream of filmmaking, and we can't fault him for that. But what it means is that we have to figure out how to do this without his help when we
Yeah.
do our cave version of the podcast.
And we like our cave version.
Yeah, we do. We get a little bit more flexibility in the sense of being able to do
Nothing
clips.
against Robin and Billy.
No, of course
the
not.
big show on Thursdays. We enjoyed that too. However, this does give us a little bit more leeway to dive
Well, it
into
gives-
the issues of the day.
and it gives us flexibility because we can do this when we have the time to do it.
Well, and this is more ranting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rants. We were able to plug into media clips and do different things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea how I'm even sitting here today. I'm exhausted.
You had a pretty busy weekend.
Yeah. So my daughter, I need to give a big shout out to her, and I'll make sure that she listens to this podcast. 12 years old, Campbell. Big Phoenix Rising Vegas Cup soccer tournament in Las Vegas. Drove up there Friday afternoon, got there fairly late because of all the construction that's happening on 93.
Oh.
Avoid, if you're going to Vegas past Wickenburg, just avoid 93. Just
Well,
go
how-
around somehow. It's
There is
a
no
joke.
go around.
I know.
I mean, unless you.
you can go through Pacer, you can go all the way up to Flagstaff, but that adds another hour too. So it's almost a
I
wash.
suppose you can go Flagstaff across 40 to Kingman, but
But
or you
that
could
adds
go
another hour.
Or you go 10 and then go up the river.
Yeah, you can do that, but it's about the same time, so it's an hour delay either way. And so we sat there for a while, and
And it
guess
was an
what?
hour delay
I
on-
thought because of the holiday coming back, it didn't show any delays. Well, guess what? At 7:00 they start construction.
Oh, wow.
And so we got caught in it again. But the good news about the entire ordeal is that her team won.
Oh,
Her team won the Vegas Cup. It was amazing.
that's awesome.
It was amazing.
Congratulations.
It was incredible. It was like literally 2 minutes left. Championship game. It's like 2 p.m. Everyone's looking at their watch like, oh my gosh, if it's no score, they have to do a shootout. And so this one girl just boots it right into the goal. We're like, oh my gosh,
That's awesome.
it was great.
Well, congratulations.
And Campbell played great. It was her first time doing this. I mean,
Wow.
the whole season has been her digging down and learning something new and being fearless. And it's been really, and as a dad, it's been really cool to watch.
That's
I'm
awesome.
sure you've had those experiences
Yeah.
too, but she is fearless. Like she's not big. She's not a big soccer player, but she's not afraid.
Good.
And so that's always great to watch.
That's good for her.
So I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Well, this will not be a long episode, but it is momentous because today is the 1-year anniversary of the inauguration of Donald J. Trump.
Yes.
He's been in it a year, and I'm sure that our listeners and viewers have seen recaps of his year, but I thought it might be useful for us to just kind of quickly go through some of the highlights.
Okay. That sounds great.
And throw in as you think of some, but I thought so. To me, the most significant right off the bat was Doge.
Yeah.
Not only because of what it did, but because what it exposed and the after effects, which we now see in Minnesota and other places, the fraud,
The
waste and abuse.
aftermath is what they're fighting for.
When, it's interesting because I remember in the 90s when, and this is before the debt and the deficits were insane.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pretty bad, but they're just off the charts now. People used to say, well, we could just balance the budget if we got rid of what waste, fraud, and abuse. And I'd be like, I don't think so.
Guess what?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know
Well,
that we
they're
could.
saying $500 billion, maybe even $1 trillion of waste, fraud, and abuse that hasn't even been
Exposed.
exposed yet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even what Elon is saying.
Yeah. It is
So
remarkable.
$9 billion in Minneapolis or Minnesota about, with a bunch of Somali immigrants. That's they're truthful by saying that's the tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg.
You go to every single state and you're going to find more
Yeah.
and more and more.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's what the Democrats are fighting. That's why there are riots in the streets.
That's why there are riots in the street, because they don't want this
Has
exposed.
nothing to do with ICE, really.
No.
I mean, what happened a week ago, very unfortunate, very sad. However, has really what's really happening is they're trying to deflect from what is happening with the government.
Because it's the long-term money stream
Yes.
that they've been able to take advantage of that's now going away.
Yeah.
And they can't
Well, it's funded.
fathom that.
It's funded everything that they've built. All these
Right.
NGOs, all these nonprofits that have been getting money from the government to then go and be subversive against the same government.
Exactly. So you had Doge, you have the reduction in the federal workforce. I mean, the shutdown allowed us to really tease that out. You have obviously the first day or two, the record number of executive orders and all the things that were going on, just historic in the nature. And of course, the big beautiful bill. It's the largest.
I was just
tax
going to
cut.
say, I think the biggest highlight, because we have not seen the full effects of
Yes.
that bill, and we won't really see it until people start filing their taxes. The big beautiful bill is the impact of that has yet to be seen, and once it's fully realized, it's going to be dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, because you have it's just some of the stuff that's just the basic common sense when it comes to business operations. The accelerated depreciation and the 100% deduct, all these things that matter when it comes to economic activity.
Well, I saw a figure the other day that the average consumer is going to see a return of almost $2,000 to $5,000
Yeah,
back
yeah,
this year.
it's just amazing.
Which then people will start saying, well, maybe the economy isn't that bad.
Right.
Because right now he's polling wise, he's underneath
Yeah.
on the economy,
Yeah.
which is understandable.
Right, because there's still the affordability issue is still an issue. Inflation doesn't come down as quickly as it goes up. I mean,
No.
we just know that. But
nothing comes back as quickly.
yeah, exactly. But one of and then there's the amount of regulations that have been cut, and all the stuff his departments are doing. But really, one of the most impressive things has been, frankly, on the world stage, and the ceasefire in Gaza and Israel, the return of the hostages. I mean, those are significant accomplishments.
Yeah.
And, while the Ukraine-Russia war is not over, there's been progress made.
It's at a stalemate, I would
Yeah.
say, for the most part. There's muscle flexing on both sides,
both
but
sides.
it's at a stalemate.
And
It's been a stalemate for years.
Yeah, so looking at the first year, it is, I mean, look, you have to give credit where credit is due. This, whether you like it or not, and a lot of people don't like what he's done.
No.
He's done more in his first year than many presidents do
In 4 years.
in 8, and what most presidents get done in 4.
Yeah, that's very true. But right now, the big hot topic right now is Greenland.
Yes.
And what is he trying to do in Greenland? And the Europeans are losing their noodle, and they're going to send troops to Greenland to protect Greenland.
Let's go to that. Let's go to that here. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. This is a good test of us right now. Here we go.
If he doesn't back down. Among the leaders who tried persuading Trump to back off was the Prime Minister of Norway, who texted the president. In response, Trump said because Norway decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize, he no longer feels obligated to think purely of peace. But the prize is awarded by the private Nobel Institute, not the Norwegian government.
Okay.
That's such a troll. That's such a troll. Everyone keeps losing their noodle about Trump and what he's doing, and it's like, do you read the? I go back to this all the time in the show. Did you read the book? Like, like so the Europeans are like, we need to decouple ourselves from America, and I think Trump's looking at them like, yes, you do. We need to spend more on our own defense. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. Okay. We need to be less reliant on America.
I mean, it will be. So
yes,
he's
it's been 80 years. Maybe you should.
He's headed to Davos, to Switzerland today. So that's the big thing is he's got all the European leaders are in a tizzy about what to do about
the French sent 30 people over to Greenland.
Well, I mean, it's I think it was I can't remember which prime minister it was, but he was talking about. I think it might have been the German. Anyway, he was saying 15. Italians, 15 Frenchmen, 15 Englishmen. This sounds like the beginning of a joke.
It is a joke because when it comes to Europe, Europe is morally and militarily and monetarily bankrupt. They're bankrupt. They've nearly destroyed their country with immigration from the Middle East. It's really bad.
Yeah, but
and then with Greenland, I think what Trump is doing is like, you all need to pay attention to what's going on over here because this is going to be a problem down the line, so whether we have it or not.
Yeah, so I mean, this is about Greenland. It's not about Europe. It's about Europe's reaction to some degree. But what people need to recognize is that the United States has been pursuing Greenland for 200 years.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Jackson.
Oh, and by the way, we can build whatever base we want on Greenland. We have a treaty to that extent.
So, but the point is that Greenland has been a strategic, initiative for the United States for over 200 years, and we tried to get it when we got Alaska because that the strategically, I mean, if you look at it, the world is round. People, the world is round. Go look at a globe to see where. In fact, where's?
You have your globe right behind you.
I'm going to do, for those of you watching on video, I'm going to show you why this is important. Okay? So here's Russia. Russia is all right here. Here's the United States over here on this side. Guess what's right there? That's Greenland, right between us and Russia, right?
Right over the North
Right over
Pole.
the North Pole. So, yeah, it's super important. And if you look at the diagram of where Russia has their ICBMs,
yeah,
that can hit Washington D.C., and you draw the lines from all the different places in Russia,
yeah, it's over the pole.
70% of the missiles go right over Greenland.
Yeah, of course.
70%. So, yeah, Greenland is super important for our Iron Dome. What are we going to call it? Golden Dome?
The Golden Dome.
Golden Dome.
Yeah. I read the Wall Street Journal. I try to read the opinion page all the time. They're lamenting about how horrible this is that Donald Trump is doing this to the poor little Europeans. And it was Donald Trump who reminded the Europeans that they themselves were funding the Russian war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
By buying Russian oil.
Yeah.
So they're completely morally bankrupt on this issue. And if they want to wake up and start partnering with the United States to protect and augment Greenland, a population of 50,000. 50,000? Oh, by the way,
is it 50,000?
It's like 50,000.
It's got to be more than 50,000.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, fact check me on that real quick. I mean,
But the point is that Greenland
is
a very important strategic placement for us. Not just the rare earth minerals.
And it's icy. Iceland doesn't have the ice.
No, that's the thing is that they really are misnamed.
Yeah.
Iceland should be Greenland and Greenland should be Iceland. But
yeah.
It's 50,000.
50,000
so
people.
this is why we're going to miss.
Producer,
we're going to miss.
Thank you,
Alex.
Producer Alex. 50,000 people.
On the fly fact checking.
I read an article in the New York Post the other day about the Inuit there. The native peoples hate the Danes. They've treated them horribly for years.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of the story? Anytime there's a native people,
not always.
They've been mistreated. Well, I mean, it's always. Look, it's what imperialism is, right?
It's called war and conquer.
It's conquest.
It's conquest.
That's right.
That's the way the world
It's been
was.
going for thousands of years.
Yep,
thousands and thousands of years.
It's kind of the way it works.
And we can change.
But in terms of the way they're being treated today, and they could do without the Danes for sure.
Well, yeah, I hope we could treat them better.
I bet.
I mean, that's probably something we should promise.
50,000. But apparently, even with all the bluster and the Europeans, the EU commissioner saying what she was saying this week, but we need to decouple from the United States. We militarily we have the opportunity to do whatever we want in Greenland.
Yeah. So I just wanted to play a little bit of this clip.
By treaty.
Yeah. I want to play a little of this clip because this gives you a sense. This is the Parliament in Scotland.
Scotland.
Okay. Let's watch this. Let's see if I can get it right here.
For us to be vague on this. This is a US government who are pulling their own citizens out of their communities, have shot a mother in broad daylight and are actively advertising that they want to invade other countries. And people across the world are terrified. And
Let's hear Miss Mackay. Mr. Kerr, I'm chairing the Parliament at the moment, thank you. Miss Mackay.
People across the world are terrified, and we have the ability to take action. So again, First Minister, will you stop US military using all publicly owned Scottish airports if they launch operations in Greenland and stand with the international community?
Okay, so
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we've even got the Scottish politicians worked up. So here's one thing that I think this could get Trump's attention. Because they make a move on his golf course.
On his golf course, yeah. That's right.
That's where the power is.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Scots have their own issues, and the Scots have been fighting for freedom for years, and it hasn't happened. They have
Braveheart is one of my favorite Scottish.
They have their own issues with radical Muslim immigration. They have their own issues with Scottish young women being raped by immigrants. They have more issues than we do right now, so they should mind their own business.
Well, and it's interesting to me that she makes the claim that the world is terrified. I don't buy that. I don't believe that.
The world.
I don't think
terrified.
the world is terrified about what the United States and Greenland does. I mean,
the world wants American
so far
money.
away.
They want American power, and they want clarity. Now, to the extent we can give them clarity as to what our aims are, that's great. That would be a good thing, because I think what Trump is doing now with the trolling and everything else is he's just ratcheting things up.
Yeah.
But I think there's an end game there. And the end game there is to make Europe pay more attention to what is happening to Greenland from a strategic standpoint.
There's always an end game. And every time he does something that seems just over the line, people wail and gnash their teeth and say, this is the end of the presidency. This is the end of civilization. And it turns out that it was a part of his negotiation tactics.
Absolutely.
And
read the book.
I mean, so all of the
he's always going to take an extreme position.
Yeah, and it's every time there's something new, it's like, oh, I was with him on this, I was with him on that, I was with him on that, but this is just too far.
This is too far.
Greenland,
which has 50,000
No,
people.
it's not too far. It's just a tactic. And I mean, look, if he sends the military in to do a hostile takeover of Greenland, I will admit that I was wrong. But that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But even if it did, I saw a commentary the other day by Nick Freitas.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, he's former Navy SEAL.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Nick. So his commentary on his Instagram was great. He goes, yeah, he mentioned that France was sending all these troops, like 10, 15 troops to Greenland. He goes, maybe they should look at what we just did in Nicaragua.
Yeah, right.
Because we could send like 5 guys to Greenland and basically take it over in an evening.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not going to be a hostile takeover.
Did you see the Cuban guards being brought back in like these little boxes?
No,
from Nicaragua.
You mean Venezuela?
Or should be Venezuela. Did I say Nicaragua?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Venezuela. So
no, I didn't.
They were brought back to Cuba in these boxes, little boxes, the remains.
Wow.
And the caption was, "What did we do to them?" Yeah. So
FAA.
I think that's what people are scared of.
Well, I mean,
more than anything else.
Well, so if the world is terrified, well, the only people who are terrified are people who are evil.
Yeah.
and
Of course.
and worried that justice is coming.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
Putin is worried about Greenland because he understands the strategic nature of Greenland
Right.
to the United States.
Well, in this,
He doesn't
I
want the
saw
United
it-
States
I saw
exercising
this-
their rights in Greenland.
I saw a headline: Kremlin cheers Trump's move on Greenland or something like that. I'm like, that is absolutely the height of misinformation.
Yeah.
The Kremlin is terrified.
Yeah. If we
They're
start-
the ones who are terrified that if we take Greenland, we've have a significant strategic foot up
Yeah.
over Russia.
completely.
I mean, it's just not even a question.
And we can reach Scotland that much easier.
That's right. That's
Perhaps we take over Ireland next.
I mean, we don't need to. So
But we could if we wanted to.
yeah, right.
Well, the Irish took over our country, so we should return the favor.
So speaking of the big beautiful bill, this is a little segue.
Okay.
Every state in the country that has income tax, state income taxes, has to do what's called conformity,
Yes.
and
We
that
talked
is-
about this on our show last week.
Yeah. So the legislature got together and they passed a full conformity bill. I mean, like within a couple of days, the House and the Senate here in Arizona sent it up to the governor, and she vetoed it.
Yeah.
She vetoed a $1.1 billion tax cut for Arizonans. And she claims that this wasn't focused on the middle class, but it is.
Yeah.
Because the big, beautiful bill was focused on the middle class.
Completely.
There's no question. And she vetoed it because it didn't, she just doesn't want to conform to what the federal government did. Obviously, she vetoed it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have
Well,
signed it.
and for our listeners, what are some of those conformative
it's
measures?
no tax on tips.
Yep.
It helps seniors on Social Security.
Yep.
It's a huge middle class tax cut.
Yep.
It helps businesses in every aspect of their operations. It is thousands and thousands of dollars that could have gone into people's pocket that she's now saying, no, we don't want you to have it. We, the state, are going to do it, and we want to spend the money instead of you having the money.
Yeah.
I mean, that is it. I mean, Katie Hobbs has kept her head down. She's done very little. She hasn't been a really effective governor, but she hasn't, other than, she's done some things that are not good, like pay to play with state contractors who've given her money and she's given them contracts. That's not good. That's corrupt. But she hasn't had any, like, what I would call big swings and misses because she hasn't had any vision.
No. We talked about
And
this
yet
last
what
week.
she's done is
Her only vision comes from her iPad.
Well, she's captured by the hard left who don't believe that you should have your money.
Well, but also that's true, but she also does not have any original thought or original understanding of what, to your point, what the vision should be for the state.
Yeah.
She's reactive. She's not progressive. She's regressive. And hopefully that will be her undoing come the polls in November.
Yeah.
Regardless of who the nominee is for Republicans.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't believe in the no-win scenario. Right now, everyone's like, oh, the Democrats have the lead. Well, you know what? 5 months ago, the Republicans had the lead. Yeah, it's going to go back and forth, and a lot's going to happen between now and November.
Well, not only
lot.
that, people
don't even pay attention until after Labor Day.
right,
So
and
don't believe the polls.
and the structure. I mean, the fundamentals about elections in Arizona have been changing, and what I mean by that is Republicans have continued to grow their base more than the Democrats. They have outregistered Democrats significantly over the last few years.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we really aren't, we've never been blue. We've been kind of purple masquerading as blue at times, or red masquerading as purple is kind of where I'd put us. But we're a red state that is going to unwind the
So
challenges.
So
of,
the contrary to that, a Democrat would say to you, "Well, what about your senators, though? You've got two liberal Democratic
candidates
senators."
matter. We
There we go.
didn't put up the best candidates against them that we could have, and those campaigns had consequences. But
And a lot of people, to your point, left those ballots blank.
yes, I mean, not only, I mean, you think about if
didn't
you
vote-
had a
they didn't vote
candidate
for-
where they voted for the Republican just because they were comfortable enough to vote for the Republican would have won on the blank ones. But now there's been even so much more voter registration shift that those candidates could win today if they were running today.
Yeah.
Which is kind of remarkable.
The Democrats would say that you're lying,
Well,
that they have the upper hand. That the momentum is in their favor because of the ICE raids across the country.
look, there's going to be some national things that happen that have some impact on the ebbs and flows, but the fundamentals, the things that actually matter when it comes to boots on the ground, voters in the voting booth, votes being cast, those are all in Republican. They're in the Republican column right now. Yes, there's some things that can create some back and forth, and there will.
Yeah.
No question. There's going to be lots of things that happen between now and November that are good and bad, depending on how you look at it. But there's going to be, campaigns are dynamic.
Yes, they are.
They are dynamic processes, and so it will be.
And to your point, candidates matter, and how you work, and campaigns are all about the grassroots.
Yeah.
You can have all the money in the world, run all those, be on TV.
Well, you have to.
And if you miss the local, church, or the local union hall, or the local whatever business, going to the small business community event or
Right.
whatever, you're going to lose.
People want to know that you care and that you are real.
Yes.
Authenticity matters so
Completely.
much, and you have to show that you care, that they can trust you.
Yeah. And then when you enter the general election, remember, your base is there.
They're there.
You don't need to keep placating
Nope.
the base.
Nope,
You
that's
need
been
to
a
go
problem
out and get
last
the
couple
independents.
cycles. Yeah,
Make sure that they know that they can trust you.
That's right.
That you're authentic. That you're a real person.
show who you are.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And to your point, people might even vote for you, even though they don't agree with you on everything.
they don't have to agree with
but
you on
they
everything.
like you.
Right.
They like you more than the other person.
fact-
because they're apolitical. Most people in this country, because you and I have had this discussion how many times on this. Most people in the country, and I try to tell candidates this, are apolitical. They just don't care. We're the weird people.
Yeah.
Like we listen to everything, we read everything. We've been reading National Review since we were 2. We're weird. Most people just don't even pay attention to a couple weeks before the election.
I mean, I would
then
I
it's
would
like-
venture to say that the vast majority of our listeners are substantially more engaged
absolutely
than the average.
to your
voter.
credit. But we have to remember that the majority of the electorate doesn't make up their mind until 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And normally it has nothing to do with policy. It has everything to do with, I like them.
Right. Or they've
haven't-
heard something nice about them.
They've heard something nice-
and
exactly.
And that is why you, the listener, that's why you have so much more influence over this process than you might think. Because you listen to a podcast like this, you engage in the news of the day, people around you know that you're informed. And so they take what you say as something to take seriously. So when you say, oh, I like this guy, or I think you should vote for this person, or I'm going to vote for this person because of X, that has real meaning to people who don't have the time or the desire to get into the nitty gritty of the back and forth of politics. So if you're a listener of this podcast,
You're an expert.
you're an expert.
Yeah.
You're an expert. That's why we're here. That's why we're here, to have expertise discussions.
Yes, absolutely. and to the extent that we can influence the body politic, we will.
And the thing is that we really don't influence. I mean, you and I influence it just a little bit, like with the campaigns we're involved in, whatever. But our listeners are the people who are actually influencing it, because in mass, you have significantly more influence.
We're just really blessed that the candidates actually want to come talk to us
Yeah.
and promote what they're doing.
Even more important, we're blessed to have listeners like you
Absolutely.
listening to us. Which some days I'm just like, what are they thinking?
No,
Listening.
We
to us.
appreciate it.
Like and subscribe.
We appreciate you.
Please like and subscribe wherever you watch.
Because we're a podcast about faith, family, freedom, and free enterprise.
Yeah. And we can't leave without the highlight of last night.
Oh, the highlight of last night.
Big college football championship game.
You want to talk about college football?
I want to talk about college football. I watched the game last night.
Well, you were texting me when I was in traffic.
Yeah,
and
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you were in traffic, and
Oh
I
my
was like
gosh.
rubbing it in that you were missing the game.
Well, I sat
But
there. I watched part of it.
the-
I could.
So I did not have any real skin in the game because I'm not a huge fan of either of the teams.
Do you dislike any of the
I
teams?
don't dislike either of the teams.
See, I dislike Miami.
Oh, okay. So
You remember the Catholics versus the convicts?
Oh, yeah,
Big thing
yeah.
back in the 80s?
Well, this was kind of
Yeah.
close to that because
completely.
the quarterback, Fernandez, is that what
You're in
terrible?
Yeah.
Terrible. I can't remember his name. Quarterback for Indiana, Fernando Mendoza.
Mendoza.
Very
Fernando
Catholic.
Mendoza. Yes. Mother's suffering from MS.
Yeah, I mean, just
Really-
a remarkable young man. Won the Heisman Trophy. This is a kid who was at Cal State Berkeley.
Yeah. And he
Super smart.
transferred.
When he transferred over to Indiana, this coach that's only been the coach for 2 years has I mean, this is the fastest
Signetti, yeah.
to championship that in a long time.
He's part of
since
the Nick
2010.
Saban coaching tree.
Oh,
and
is
they've
that right?
all done well.
Yeah, they have done well.
They've all done well.
So
it's really quite incredible how well they've done.
this Fernando kid is pretty remarkable, and really did a great job with the game. So the game goes
Well, he
back and
proved why he won the Heisman.
yeah. So the game is going back and forth. It was really low scoring in the early quarters. Then it kind of goes back and forth. So we get to the point where it's 27-21.
Yeah.
So Indiana's up 27-21. Miami's got the ball, and they're marching down. And it looks like they could definitely score the touchdown and win the game on a point after.
Yeah.
So let's watch what happened there, because it's just worthwhile. Oh boy, I hope if you're listening, you get a chance to watch this. Here we go.
Hard. Back, steps up, delivers downfield, intercepted.
Intercepted.
Makes the pick that will clinch.
With
Indiana's
44
first
seconds
national
left in the game.
championship.
Championship goes up in smoke for Miami.
Well, and this is why
And-
Miami. Why don't I dislike Miami?
That's why.
No. I mean the convicts thing. When I was there's several reasons. It goes back to even my association with USC. Paul D was the athletic director of the University of Miami for many years, and you'll remember back when USC almost got the death penalty. He was the head of the NCAA infractions committee, while 75 of his players were implicated in taking money from boosters and having like a whole stripper thing going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
So that's Miami. And then their quarterback did not shake Mendoza's hand after the game. He walked off the field.
Yeah, I saw that.
He walked off
I
the
was
field.
disappointed in
And I'm like, to me, that's Miami. There you go.
Well,
you don't do that. Ever.
There was a great Miami story in my sense. There was a rookie running back whose dad died a year and a half ago or so. And he still texts his dad on his old phone.
Oh, yeah.
It was really cool. But his mom is afraid to fly, but she goes to every game. So she'll drive across country.
Oh, yeah. I read about
Just
that.
it's amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
they
and he
drove
he
out
scored
here.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they
last
drove
night,
out
which
here.
was really cool. Yeah, they drove here.
Yeah, they drove here.
But
they
she
drove
was
it
able
everywhere.
to,
That's right.
You know, she was
No,
right there in Miami.
Yeah,
so,
those are
so
good
that was a
stories,
great
too.
story, and I good for him.
There are
getting
good
2
players
touchdowns.
on both sides. Miami, typically the U, has been pretty corrupt.
Well-
within the history of college football,
And they got beat by a basketball
they
school.
got beat by a basketball school. I mean, this is since the 1800s that there's been a perfect team like this, 16-0.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's unbelievable.
This
and
is-
it raises questions for all these different programs. I'm going to go back to USC, who hire somebody like Lincoln Riley, $100 million contract, entering his 5th year, still not in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's probably
Nettie goes in, and in 2 years,
2 years. Wins a championship.
wins a national championship. At least is in the conversation within 2 years. That's the expectation.
Yeah. Yeah.
For these schools. And with NIL and the transfer portal and everything else that people lament on, but it's part of college football now, you need to master those things.
Yeah.
And you need to perform.
And now, this next weekend, we get to see who's going to end up going to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I'm trying to remember this. Let me think if I can remember all these. So it's somebody in the Rams.
So
And
it's
Seattle
Seattle
and-
and the Rams.
Seattle and Rams. Okay.
Yeah, Seattle Seahawks and the Rams.
And New
The
England.
Rams pulled that out. They were
Yeah.
not supposed to win in
No,
Chicago.
they weren't.
Caleb Williams was Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Both Superman and Super Goat. I mean, in one moment, he's throwing a total improbable touchdown pass.
That was amazing.
Put the game into overtime.
Should have put that
And
one
then
up there.
he throws another inexplicable interception
Yeah.
with all the time in the world.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, when he was at USC, that is what we
That's
had to
what-
deal with.
You're
And then-
very well versed.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, someone texted me and they're like, "Oh, could you believe it?" I go, "Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Caleb Williams being
Yeah, I
Caleb
believe
Williams. He's both
So
Superman and
it's
Super Goat."
Seahawks and Rams,
And then Denver and New England.
Denver, New England. Okay. So I'm rooting for it to be a New England Rams Super Bowl.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
That's very probable.
Yeah.
Very
I like
probable.
that. I obviously I grew up as a Rams fan. My grandfather was the official photographer for the Los Angeles Rams for 30 some years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I've been
With
a
Georgia?
Patriots fan. What's that?
Georgia Frontier.
Yeah. And then I've been a Patriots fan in part. So this is going to be a little bit weird. I was a Dodgers fan, obviously,
Obviously.
but I had an American League team, and it was always Boston because I hated the Yankees.
Well,
and
that-
Boston was their rival. So as a result of being a Boston Red Sox fan, I kind of became a Patriots fan for the other side of football.
Okay.
Rams,
No,
So,
I get it.
This is like 10-year-old Sean. thinking,
No, I
right?
mean, I get it. I'm a lifelong Redskins fan because my dad put 2 pennants up for the Super Bowl that happened in '74, the undefeated Dolphins team. Dolphins against the Redskins. I'm like, I like that one better.
Yeah.
And I became a Redskins fan. That's,
There you go.
That's really all there is to it. And then I ended up living and loving Washington, D.C. for years. And so that I've never, Commanders, Redskins, whatever, I could still call
Yeah.
them the Redskins. Most people who are longtime fans still do.
Yeah.
And they unveiled their new stadium.
Yes.
New RFK Stadium.
RFK Stadium.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. But I mean, in terms of this next weekend, I like the Rams, but Sam Darnold of the Seahawks, he's been quite the journeyman. He started off after he had left USC a little bit early. Started off with the Jets. That did not pan out. Spent some time in San Francisco as a backup to Brock Purdy,
Well,
and then went to Minnesota. Minnesota let him go, and now
now look,
the Seahawks
Yep.
1 game away from the Super Bowl.
here you go. All right. Well, folks, until next time.
Yes. Enjoy the last several weeks of football because then our long national nightmare begins.
All right. Have a good one.
God bless.
Take care, everybody.